welcome to Moonbeam Connections. I'm Jacqui-Leigh. Today on relationship frequencies, we're going to look at your relationship with your father. So let's see how the relationship with your father is going. We're going to hope for the best. I do set the intention that these videos reach those who need them when they need them. So if this video is reaching you, it is meant for you. However, it may just be only a portion. Remember, it might not be the entire reading. It just may be a portion of the reading that you're meant to hear. So let's see, first of all, what is the energy between you and your father? So we're looking at what is the energy between you and your father here. Ooh, sticky. Oh, there. Oh, okay. We got two, and I will take both of them. So we've got this one here. Ooh, the High Priestess and the Ace of Wands. Wow. Okay. So the High Priestess is sort of about intuition, can be a little bit mysterious, but it's also about having wisdom, having that connection, that spiritual connection. So you're having you have hidden knowledge. So it's interesting. It's almost like maybe the two of you, like you see here with like the mystery and the hidden knowledge. So the energy between you is kind of like there is this bit of a mystery. It's not bad energy, but maybe you are meeting them later in life. Maybe you didn't grow up with them, and so you're kind of trying to feel each other out. Like you both want this connection. You're working towards this connection, but it's like, oh, we're just trying to learn who each other is and stuff, and how we fit in each other's lives and that sort of thing. But we do also have the Ace of Wands. So this is about inspiration and having opportunities, being passionate, right? Your creativity and passion, new initiatives, new starts, new inspirations. So I would definitely actually say that this does sound to me like a relationship where you haven't been connected the entire time, maybe. Right? So, maybe you did have them in your childhood for a while. Maybe for some reason you got separated and now you're coming back together. Maybe your relationship was rocky before and you actually parted from them, but now you're willing to give this another chance, that sort of thing. But it's all actually good energy. This is all about starting something new, but being passionate about it, wanting to do it, wanting connection, right? Wanting to work through this or see, wanting to work through this, wanting to have this connection, wanting to start this new relationship. So even if your father's been in your life your whole time, but maybe this is the start of a new relationship, right? Maybe you just had a baby, so now he's grandpa, right? And so but it's a changing dynamic. He's not dad anymore. He's grandpa and that sort of thing. So, just because your father's been in your life your entire life doesn't mean this reading isn't for you. It may be that this is a new phase. Maybe you just became an adult, right? And so now you're interacting with each other in a different way, right? It's not so much about do as I say and this is what's right. It's more about, talking through things and feeling through things and being like, well, this is my opinion, but it's your life and you do what you want. And so trying to navigate when you do that sort of change over there. So we're going to look at how you feel about your father, and again, 2 cards came up. Okay, wow. So you feel like very united. Okay, very logical. Okay, so you do feel like there's a close bond between you and your father. At least you want this close bond between you and your father. But it does seem like it's a little bit emotionally detached, right? So it's more of a logical relationship. So it may not be a huggy, I love you. Doesn't mean there isn't that love there, right? People express their love in different ways, but you feel towards your father that he's maybe not as huggy or whatever that you would want him to be, maybe a little bit, emotionally detached, strict and serious, right? Oh, you always have to be so serious. Why can't you just joke around? You're always worried about my next step, or, we're always like sort of doing work time instead of doing relaxation and rest time. But you do have this bond with them. You do have this closeness, right? So, and just because a father isn't huggy. You know, many fathers aren't huggy, especially fathers of my, like when I was a child, my generation fathers weren't huggy types. They really didn't hug you all that much. They really didn't say I love you all that much. And so I'd say how you feel about him is that he is more of a logical person, but he's a king, right? It's not that he is um always using logic to the point that it's abusive or anything like that, right? Like he understands things. Maybe he's not very affectionate, but you can have a rational conversation, right? You're in trouble for this, or I didn't like how you did that, but it's not going to be an explosion of emotions or anger. It's a very logical. We can just talk this through. So how does your father? Okay, that card really wanted to come out. Oh, okay. So your father feels about you that you guys are like a teamwork. You work together good, right? This is about like, and it's also about the apprentice and the like journeyman, right? The senior person, the person who has all the experience. And so he sees this relationship as like a father-son relationship, father-son, father-daughter relationship, right? That you work together as a team, you collaborate, you teach each other skills back and forth, right? He's got the experience of time. Time will give you so much experience because you start seeing patterns in the world that exist. And so over time, you know, he's gained knowledge, but you are from a younger generation. You may be more technological, right? So you are both teaching each other. You both bring good things to the relationship, and you work well together. So this is actually a wonderful relationship. This really is. It's all about like wanting these new inspired events together. You know, whether you guys decide that now we're going to make sure every Christmas we get together, Hanukkah or whatever you celebrate, or you're going to decide, well, every year we're going to have a family reunion, or we're going to make sure we have dinner once a month. You know, it depends on your circumstances. And so this is a good working together relationship. I mean, it's like soulmates working together, very logical, you know, maybe wanting a little bit more um, uh, affection, but it looks like a wonderful relationship. So let's see if we can get some advice from the deck. Not that I think this needs advice. I think it's more about just continue, realize that you guys both love each other and you want this relationship and you both feel that it's a good relationship, really. Oh, too many cards. Ooh, Two of Wands, so that can be about planning and having a vision towards the future, starting to take steps. Okay, let's see. Okay, we'll take two cards. So let's see. Ooh, Page of Pentacles and Eight of Wands. So the Page of Pentacles is about opportunities, prosperity, growth, right? It can be about earthly things. So it could even be like if you were thinking about starting a business together, it's saying, oh, this is actually a good opportunity for that. Or if you're thinking of moving in together to save costs, you know, or, you know, upstairs, downstairs suites, that type of thing. So, or it could just be, again, reiterating the Ace of Wands, that this is a start of a growing, building, good relationship, right? And if we're going back here, right, if father wasn't in your life, this could be the start. But also, if your father's been very intellectual, more stern, you know, more logical, not really showing affection, it could be that this is sort of the start of the changeover of showing a little bit more affection. And then the Eight of Wands is about like speed, movement, progressing forward, right? It's like this quick, fast communication. And so it's you have these opportunities and communication is kind of coming in fast. So maybe it's you learn some information and then decisions have to be made quick, or maybe it's, you know, you haven't seen them in a while and then there's this communication where we're rolling with things fast. But really, this is a relationship that is progressing forward at a fast rate. Everybody seems to want these progressions. Not that there won't be any like hiccups, but it really is saying like your advice is take the opportunities and like move with them. Don't sit and just dwell and, oh, what am I, you know, should I make do this, shouldn't I do this? And I'm not sure what that will be within the context of your relationship with your father, but don't dwell over it, make decisions fast, communicate those decisions, and start progressing, taking those steps on those decisions. So I'm going to get a message for you today from this deck. I like this deck because it gives messages. They all give messages, actually. But this one's just like written words. So let's see what message wants to come out about your and your father's relationship. Ooh, ooh, ooh. Let's see, message please. Ooh, there we go. Oh, we got 2 messages. Wow, 2s today. Interesting. Everything's coming out 2, 2, 2. Like 2 here, 2 here, 2 here, 2 here. So, I mean, 2 is all about being balanced, being, balancing your life work balance. Maybe it's old family, new family in terms of, my parents and my brothers and sisters versus now I have kids and a wife or a husband. So it's about balance, but it's also about choices, right? Making a choice, going one way or going the other way, right? And it can also be about pairing 2 people, like coming together, 2s. It doesn't have to be 2 people, but 2 things coming together. So very much 2s here. So I would say like we are good. We're good. We may have to find some balance in things, but we are good. So your messages are be authentic. Anything else is just exhausting. So make sure you do be yourself, right? Don't pretend to be anything else. Don't I don't know what people do in their lives, but I'm sure there's a lot of things we do that we don't tell our parents, So this is about being authentic. Like if you are homosexual and you haven't told your parents yet, this is saying, hey, just be you, be authentic, right? That's all you can do. Whatever happens, happens. But this is a loving relationship, so I wouldn't think it'd be that um, much of an issue. But anything, but it doesn't have to be that situation either. But it's just be authentic, be you, be who you are. This is a good relationship. You can work together. And this one says, no one said this whole thing was a race. It's okay to slow down. Okay, although we said fast here, start taking the steps. But realize that we're not racing. Okay, so start taking the steps, but it doesn't have to be all today. So if you have this communication and it's like, oh, we want to get together, let's plan a vacation together. Let's just say that's what it is. Oh, we're going to plan a vacation together, we're going to plan to go somewhere together. This is saying, yeah, do that. Start communicating with everybody, start working out what dates you can go, start making the plans, the reservations. But don't feel like everything has to be done right now, or that this trip that you're going to take, this whatever, even going out to dinner, has to be done tomorrow or has to be done this weekend or this month, right? It's okay to slow down. You can start taking the steps, but it doesn't have to be step, 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 step like this. It can be step, step. Just make sure we're going forward with things. So however that applies in your life, take it how it applies. And I do hope this message helped you today. I'm sending you peace, love, and happiness. Bye for now.